Hello, everyone. Welcome to
I turned it
the
off. I turned it off. You got no excuse.
episode fucking 53. Here we go. Right. So, as you can all hear and see, we've got Dan back on the podcast. It's a wee while, mate. I don't remember the last time you were on. I think it was the Dan. I need to see you now.
Hilarious.
Magical ending.
I think the last one you were on was the 2021 Arnold wrap up.
I think it was after that. We've had one.
Was it after that?
I think it was after that. In my head, because I'm brain damaged, we never actually did it. I was like, yeah, I was supposed to go on, and then I never went on. But your memory is probably better than mine.
Pretty sure you've been. This will be your third time on. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's the third time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You're a seasoned person on the podcast.
Yeah, but we haven't had Jack. Jack wasn't here last time.
No, I've watched it though. I watched it on the last one.
Jack wasn't actually born at that time.
No, I was. I didn't exist. I'm 3. Hard paper round.
I'm upset about the beard situation because, well, Callie was here and her mum was picking her up at 7. I considered leaving her on the street so that I could sort my. Just be like, don't disturb me and just leave. She'll fend for herself. You know, she's 11. She needs to, and then I could have sorted this out. And now Jack's just highlighted, my terrible hair and my facial hair.
What can I say? Lots of effort, mate.
Have you tried to grow it like past the chin?
Oh, what the top bit?
Hands.
But this bit past the chin.
No, shave that bit, but leave the actual handlebars going down and pleat them.
Oh, yeah. I did get them going like under for a bit. That was a thing. Ooh, I could turn them into a neck beard. I mean, at the moment, I've got options. So, if anyone wants to, I'll do anything. So, I don't mean anything.
So, Dan, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Since 2021.
Fucking hell.
Sum it up in a minute. Go.
So I quit teaching because ultimately education is a fucking joke. And in my sector, a job that I absolutely loved, and I never woke up on Monday morning regretting, had me waking up wishing I died in the night every fucking morning. And before it would be like, yeah, cool, let's go and do music. And everyone's like, I love music. And then I'd come in and be like, cool, let's make music. And they'd be like, that's long, yo. And I'd be like, oh, because in your interview you said music was your life. And they're like, yeah, what I meant was I had Spotify and I don't actually like music, but can you make me like music for a whole year and I can be a cunt to you and you can't do anything about it? And I was like, yeah, cool, sign me up. So I managed that for about 3 years after the change of, and then I did one lesson and basically I paid for a band to come in because the college wouldn't give me any money. I got a band to come in and I was like, oh, funk it down, all that sort of shit. And I was like, yeah. So I was doing the summary at the end about how great it was. And there was a little silence. So I was like, okay, see you next week, guys. And just out of the corner of the room, some girl just said, that was shit, fam. And so I thought, yeah, fuck this. So I didn't do any of that. Then what happened in the gym, I thought I'd go light, so I started doing light, and then I started doing 20 reps on legs and stuff, and then I did 20 reps on a leg press, but it was 500 kilos, and I tore my adductor, hip flexor, and moved my hernia mesh in one go. So turns out, just go heavier, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I've not learned a lesson potentially from it. But yeah, and then I was like, well, fuck it, I'll do a prep, and it'll be fine. And it wasn't because my buttocks fell off. And actually, to be fair, it's Greg's fault. It's Greg's fault, actually, yeah. Because basically, we did the Arnold, and I had okay buttocks. I was like, these buttocks, they're okay. And then I saw Greg's, and I was like, no, I have inferior buttocks to this man. And so I was like, well, obviously, I need to come closer to Buttock-ageddon. And then I tried, so I did more work for that. And I basically hit my adductors too much in response and couldn't train legs for about a year. So that's Greg's fault. And then I looked back at the Arnold pictures from behind and I was like, actually, they weren't that shit either. It's just that, Greg is ridiculous. But by that point, I'd already committed to a show, and I'm a stubborn prick. So I turned up, did some shows with no buttocks or hamstrings, and lost them horrifically. And then ever since then, I've just been trying to get them back.
Is that why you asked me for so much shoe, like God,
Yeah.
like advice?
Yeah, Greg. Also, that's another thing. I need to remember that you're cooler than me, and so when you wear a shoe, and so he got these. It's happened before. He had the Vans. They're like the slip-on Vans, and I was like, good, because I don't like laces, because I'm doing that. And so I was like, sick. So I got some of those. Like, where'd you get those? I got those. And I was like, cool. So then I was like, Greg's the guy for shoes. Then it came out, some special Nike ones. Couldn't find them. They don't even make them anymore, but I was like determined. I found them or whatever. And then I forgot that I'm 6'2" with like 12 feet. And they look like fucking skis. It looks so shit. It's unreal. It's unreal. But I was like, I found them. I'm going to wear them. And I thought, maybe it's just me. Maybe even my wife was like, no, they're okay. You know, and I walked them to the gym and I was like, the fuck are you wearing? You look like an absolute twat. And yeah, so thanks for that as well. So you tore my buttocks off and made me wear shit shoes. And that's been...
Always here to help.
Yeah. And that's been my whole year. That was it.
That was it.
Done nothing else. Yeah, I do.
Almost made a group, but we didn't because we probably would have went to jail. But we're close to building a group.
Yeah, we definitely shouldn't make that group if it's the one I'm thinking.
I think I know what group that is, and I want to be in it.
Well, it was more of a movement, if anything. But
It
wasn't really a group. It was like a actual party movement we were going to start and have costumes and
really good fashion ideas.
Yeah, can anyone think of another group that had costumes and
leather jackets look like
and leather and Hugo Boss? It's almost like it happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's put that one down. I'm trying to think about what else happened.
What year are we in now?
What?
What year are you at now?
Moved, by the way.
Say again.
Have you moved? Like, why are you in Ant's gym?
Yeah, I'm in Ant's gym.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no.
You stay down. Where you used to stay? Is it on Bristol or something?
No, I'm actually just in my house, and I've got.
Right. He's in the gym. All right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, how about that? So I can pretend that I'm cool. Because everyone's like, "Yeah, when I come to Durham, we can train." I was like, "No, I don't. I'm nowhere near there. I'm not coming." No, that's not happening. Where am I at now? I'm 5 weeks in, actually. So, yeah. So plan is like September. There's like a qualifier, and then we'll see what kind of happens. Hopefully, nothing falls off, and I have righteous buttocks for all of you. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, you know what it's like prep's like prep for people that start out is like feels like prep. Now it's like, oh well, it's exactly the same. I just eat a little bit less and you know, do some cardio. I've been on the cross trainer, like so I put Stevie Wonder on like so yeah, I'm 5 weeks in, but there's nothing really. I like to do a long prep, so I've got a while to go, maybe 14 and 19 weeks, something like that.
Mm-hmm. So still doing your prep, yeah?
Yeah.
That's helping me.
Yeah, I think it's probably more important to know someone and them to know you. So if you can build a relationship, unless anything like fundamentally goes wrong, I think it's just much better to stick with someone, you know, that knows you rather than trying to go through the explanation again. And also just Amp's ethos and stuff, like we met because we're into the same thing. There's like a gravitational sort of pull. Like,
yeah.
It's not like he says something to me and I'm like, that's mental. And so it's a little bit of teamwork. Obviously, like I've learned a lot from Amp over the years and stuff like that. We're kind of on the same page, which is great. Yeah, I think that's important. And I get
if there ever was two guys or like a client coach combination that just makes sense, just like visually, it's you two. So obviously knowing you both as well.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, it's cool, and everyone loves Amph. Come on, Amph's a fucking legend.
It's funny that Ant, like, do you know, like, honestly, so many people see Ant. He is like a kind of a godfather in the bodybuilding scene, but I mean, like, there's so many people who have so many more established titles and like much more like made it to Olympia and stuff like that. But he's just such a figure in like British bodybuilding, and he's just kind of made it there himself. It is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's because it's the grit, and Amph really is like someone that will help anyone. Like he will.
Oozes passion, just oozes passion for bodybuilding.
And he will answer like a DM, like he put on a show because people said they wanted, real bodybuilding. So he like did it. He uses, at this stage he'll never be rich, but he, someone who puts back in like all the time. There's got time for like everyone, and like, yeah, I hope one day we can all be that for someone else.
100%.
Yeah.
So you mentioned obviously what you're. Oh, on you go, Greg.
I was just going to say, do you still do quite similar training to what you were doing before? Like, I remember you were saying like your upper body training was very minimal compared to like what you were trying to do with legs and stuff like that. It's still the same?
Yeah, it's a good question. I had to kind of accept the fact that I was going to have to trade in some intensity for volume. I like had to accept that like training like one set all out, apart from the fact of like the anxiety around getting it right for like that one set, like is mental. I mean, I made my biggest progress doing one set per exercise and training each body part every 10 days. Now that can work if you're clocked in 100 and you're fucking mental and your body can keep up with that, and your mind. You might not like having one go at it. There's no room for error. And just being a bit, I do things once a week, but like having just one go at my age, like if something feels a bit weird and you've got one set, you are going to just drive through it. Whereas if you have a little bit more volume, you might go, well, maybe I'll say, maybe I'll start again. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's see if it does feel weird. I think intensity like is number one. So you start with what you can do intensity wise, and then you spread what you can recover from. So the intensity that I'm able to provide now probably yields a doubling in volume. So I probably do twice the volume that I did, which isn't as fun, I'm not going to lie, but I've managed to touch wood, stay injury free since that adductor thing. And so the end result is ultimately better.
Do you find doing the volume now, do you feel like sometimes you're in the session thinking this is like almost too easy, or you leave the session thinking, nah, that was fucking nothing, when reality, obviously all of us know how to train insanely hard regardless of the method, but when you compare it to the one set all out, I always feel like when I do just say a volume session like I did today for just because I wanted to, I'm kind of like, was that enough? Because I'm comparing it to the one all out, end your life type set.
Yeah. It's not the same, like, I don't get the same endorphin rush.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So like the payoff isn't as much. But I was talking about it as well, like, but I think when I first started training, why I gravitated towards that style of training is like I needed to put that somewhere. Like I needed it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I think I'm older. I think I'm softer. Like, do you know what I mean? I actually don't I don't think I need to push that much mentally. It's not like I didn't find bodybuilding because I wanted to stand with other men in pants. Like I just needed an outlet. Yeah. And so, yeah, okay, it doesn't fulfill the same thing, but being in your 40s and like, my life's pretty good. Like I don't feel like I need it, so I don't mind taking the hit. Don't get me wrong, like sometimes I just want to fucking headbutt the squat rack and bleed out my eyes. Like I still want to do that. But I'm still training to failure and shit. I'm just not doing like forced reps, partials. Like instead of doing like a 3-stage drop set, I'm doing 2. Just it's a tiny adaptation that I tried when I was off everything that I could recover from, and now it was a path. But the only way that I can quantify it is basically, when you're in a set and it gets to a point where you say "fuck you," yeah, I just don't do that. Yeah. Like that's the only way I could quantify it. Because imagine being able to quantify like leave one in the tank. Well, what's one?
No, that makes perfect sense.
Like I don't understand. But the time where I'd go die, I just don't do that in my head. Like that's the only way. That's the only way I could quantify doing less intensity is just not flick the switch where I don't care if I die at this very second. And I know that
it's quite hard. It's quite hard to write in a training program but yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, if you do it, you know, and it sounds extreme, but like, you know, I'm not putting it on. I just enjoyed doing it. And everyone said, you know, asked like, oh, would you change anything? No, because I wouldn't. If I couldn't train like that, I would have never started training anyway.
100%. Yeah,
that's exactly where I am like right now, and where I've just changed over to the other training. And like over the last week, you can leave the gym. I felt like I've left the gym fucked like both ways, but this is like a totally different feeling. Whereas like you feel like you've really targeted the muscle to like fuck that muscle up. Whereas before the train I was doing, like just going in, moving as much weight as humanly possible, was the same, but it's like you're leaving there CNS just absolutely shaken from the session, and you were absolutely fucked by the time you got home. Like you were just sitting there in a daze. But now it's like muscles are sore as fuck for days, or like coming home and you're just like unspeakable to anybody because the CNS is that fried.
Yeah.
So it's like totally different ways of leaving the gym now.
Yeah. It's a fine balance, and I think CNS resilience like gets worse as you get older. If I'm honest.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's daunting to go in and like someone says, because you know how it's going to feel. Like it's not a fear of the set or the weight. It's like my body's going to be fucking crippled after this.
Yeah. And you know, it's not the pain, it's not the dogs. Oh, I love that. Invite that in my house. Ring, come in. But like,
yeah,
I had to camp it up a little bit. It was sounding a bit too serious. Like, but it's like, you know, when like your CNS so fried like you can't even sleep. And you're like, oh, tomorrow's going to be good then. If I'm fucked now.
You get like shocks in your back. Like trying to lie down.
Staring at the wall being like, you and me are going to be friends tonight. And you're like, oh, I could have a wank, but it's old school. No one has wanks anymore, do they? I'm just getting old.
Oh, fucking hell.
You know, and then I'm like, nudge the wife. We've been married 3 years, so obviously she's like, not a fucking chance, dickhead. Well, me and the wall again, then.
Anyway,
I think that was the answer to the question.
Yeah, that we got there in the end. So the go back into a serious, not a more serious note. Try to keep it lighthearted here, but with the switch up in style of training, you know, we always hear about. You can always tell when you look on the stage about guys. You can clearly tell the way they train by the graininess and kind of the look of the tissue and whatnot. Do you feel, obviously you've built your foundation on that style of training, and then you've kind of, I don't know how long you've been doing that kind of volume style, but do you feel there's a difference in the look? Because a lot of people argue, to just use Dorian as an example, so obviously Dorian came in proper grainy, hard, not the bubbliest, roundest muscle in the back, but he wasn't not bubbly and round, but some argue that if he were to switch up his style of training back in the day towards the end of the career when he started picking up more and more injuries, that his look would have been even better due to the fact that that style of training may be promoted more in the way of roundness or whatever it may be. Do you buy into that, or have you noticed any kind of things with your physique?
I mean, I think there's a certain amount of genetics and playing to your strengths. Like, I think Samson's a great bodybuilder. Does he lift really heavy? No. He's definitely bubbly, right? Yeah, but does he have other genetic traits of other bubbly people, like being black and like, do you know what I mean? Like, could Dorian have created a Samson look? Nah.
No.
Of course not. But I know what you mean about like the style of training and like the foundation. But I'm still lifting some shit. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like playing for feel. I'm not like, I've been training long enough where I feel it. You know, that's like, you know, it's like I say, like, David Beckham, do you know what I mean? For the first 10 years, he thought, right, my foot's going to hit the ball at this point and this event's going to curl it. And then, you know, and then when he hit Premier League, he's like, kick the ball in the net. Do you know what I mean? I'm not playing, like, the feel is there. On some of my body parts that I don't feel as well, then obviously I'm playing a little bit more. But I guess I put in enough time getting strong enough so that it's still heavy. But then it's like, it's relative. I guess I've not been doing it long enough and we'll find out this year.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, you're chasing like variables to make micro-analysis of something while someone ages as well. So it's like, which came first? I think that people that lift heavy have a it's a thickness. I would say that mostly like, you get a great look, but ultimately it's a turn to the side thing.
Yeah. It's a mass on like all over. It's not just like I said, like that localized muscle you're trying to perfect. It's like if you're picking up a heavy bar off the ground or you're shifting some weight on your back, it's going to put muscle everywhere from you bracing. There's a thickness that'll come all over the physique with that kind of lifting, and it has that look to it. Whereas like if you're doing like a lot of like nice leg presses, hack squats, and not picking heavy stuff off the floor, like it's all machine work, the muscles probably be a little bit rounder, insertions a little bit crisper and deeper. There's going to be like a little bit of a different look, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, here's a question kind of back at you that I've kind of toyed with. Obviously, when people talk about like optimal, right? So like, what is the most optimal? Like to me, the optimal would be like the least amount of work for the biggest payoff, right?
Yeah.
And then you're talking about like people doing upper, lower. It's like, surely then the foundations are squats and deadlifts. You're hitting multiple muscle groups at the same time. Surely then squat, bench, dead. Like, but no, apparently we need to mix the optimal of really hitting individual muscles and training upper body. So you're splitting it up, but not split. This is where I get fried in my brain. I'm like, does that make sense to you?
To come out last year that JP started to push was the upper lower split.
Yeah,
because he was almost like taking a step back of where you need to be. Well, that's where like beginners, in my opinion, should be. But there was advanced lifters who like worship the ground he walks on through the push-pull leg stuff for years. Then it advanced to like double push sessions, one pull legs, and then adding like some arms and stuff. And then he's went a full rotation back to upper lower. And these people who have been training for like fucking 5+ years are like, oh, he's doing it, I'll do it. And they've already acquired the muscle they need from doing, and they're going back and pummeling these heavy sets for multiple times a week. And all I ever heard was, oh, fuck this, oh, I've hurt that, oh, I've tore this. It's like their bodies were literally pushing the boundaries out and back, and now they're doing more work on those muscles. I was saying, somebody who's starting in the gym, that's what you should be doing. But he went like a back rotation. But I don't think people actually understand like how precise JP is with his recovery and every aspect of what he does. Like he'll literally micromanage his training and day to like every morning he wakes up to handle his day. Whereas people are like, this is my week, it's set out and that's what's going to happen. Nobody's changing their day to suit them. That's where I think everybody went wrong with that. Like I don't think people understand like how precise JP is every single day to what he does for that perfect progress.
Yeah. I mean, the thing as well, you watch the upper influencers and stuff, and obviously JP's been around. I competed with him like 2010 Body Power, and he wasn't big then, although neither was I. And we're watching the journey of a man, and his message, although it's all worked clearly, has rotated many times. And but if you speak to him about it, he's like going, "Hey, I'm doing this. You want to try this?" Or like, hey, I'm doing this, definitely don't try this. And then everyone's like, oh, I must do all of it at exactly the same time. like Gath, oh, yeah.
He's definitely like a staple in like British bodybuilding, if not the world of bodybuilding. But I think it's almost bad in a way of like how much people just take what he says for absolute gospel, because there's so many little bits in between there they're not looking at that he's doing probably. It's like, push-pull legs, go. But like he's literally precisionally picking the exercises that work for him, and he knows the load and the volume he can get away with doing that. People aren't really doing that.
No,
and that's where shit's going wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah. You're watching the journey and an evolution of a man, and also like the bottom line is, you're like I say to people is like, you're not JP.
You're not training like him, though.
Yeah, that's all I always say. It's always the line I pull as well.
It's the exact same thing. That style of training requires people to have a lot of intensity, and then when, I won't say his name, but someone else who really pushes that style of training, like does stupid little exercises, and it's like precision perfect, like things they're wanting to do, like tempo perfect and fucking pathway angles and all this shit. And the people are being so precise, you watch them and their facial expression does not change from rep 1 to 12. There's no intensity. They're just so focused and locked in on, I need to make this perfect for the video. And it's like, there's zero intensity. You're not doing anything. No muscle being great there.
I mean, I'm hoping that everyone's just filming their warm-ups when I go on Instagram now. That's why, like, I genuinely hope like these aren't actual sets. Like you know, like the feel of the muscle is important. Like learn perfect form. Now go fuck some shit up. You know, now.
Absolutely, 100%. Jack, do you dye your beard?
Yeah, so from there back. So
Right,
I have ginger sideburns and a Turkish goatee.
So do you then have to dye your eyebrows as well?
Yeah.
Right.
Just use the same shit, same tray. Fucking
So like,
paint it on.
seen the past couple of years, like my eyebrows have got lighter and lighter to the point where I don't think I look like I have eyebrows. So I was thinking about
Nah,
getting them
mate,
tinted.
it takes fucking 2 minutes. It's a peak butt, right? You've got to be really delicate with it because if you put it on your skin, it will stain your skin, and
Right.
like days it doesn't come off. So
So
like,
I like the colour of my beard because it's like almost, well, maybe not in this light, but it's almost like a kind of ginger.
aye.
But I don't want ginger eyebrows though. You know what I mean? But I don't want to dye my beard. So
Dan's like, a black handlebars.
Yeah, I'm like
Black handlebars, fucking
black
right.
or bleach.
Yeah.
Which
So
way-
I've been listening, Dan. I've been listening to you the whole podcast, but I keep glancing back at like Jack's beard like that. I need to ask it.
Before and after.
I'm quite glad you brought it up because the first time I came across Jack, I had wondered the immediate thing. The first thing I was like, this guy's beard is serious. This can't be real. I'm fucking on ChatGPT. Fucking look at this image.
It's a half natty beard.
But as well, also I've never realized that me and Andy share the same affinity to not having eyebrows. I don't.
I used to have
that.
eyebrows.
I wear glasses, so maybe I'm shielded. But you have more than me.
You have halves. They're halves.
Yeah, like halves, like little
stubs.
Yeah, like nothing. I mean, also, like when I used to fully clean shave and shave my whole head, and then I had no eyebrows, that looked pretty weird.
Yep.
Did you? How did yours come in, Andy? Did you not get yours touched up?
The beard.
Aye.
So that's all hair transplant. That
from your bum.
But aye, is it grown in like proper? Yeah, it looks like that. That's all right. Yeah.
Sorry,
mad.
Sorry, hold on. You had what? You had hair.
Like, so that hairline's a fake hairline. That's transplant.
Got you.
Right.
And you did the beard as
and
well.
The hair under my lip, that's also from the back of my head. You can do that now.
Your mind was blown at you dyeing your beard. This is even more fucking crazy.
This is a level of male grooming that, I mean, you can tell the level of male grooming I'm doing. It's like I've woken up. I think we're done here. I've considered cutting my hair with a lighter. Like, that's how isn't there a disparity in the type of? I don't think I grow the same type of hair.
No, it depends on where the hair grows in. So because it grows in your face, it will come in like coarse and rough like the rest of you. So that's why that happens. So it depends on where it is in your face.
But I was thinking otherwise, like the other best place has got to be scrotum, right?
Wires.
Like you're going to go for thickness, like scrotum's where
but then
at.
if they're taking donor hair from your ball sack, that would be excruciating. So that's probably a really bad place to take donor hair.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it depends. You know, how bad do you want it, Andy? Like, do you know what I
mean? to get a beard like Jack's, I'd take hair from my balls.
Yeah, mate. I'm going to cut my whole sack off and just be like, fucking. Oh, it's got fuck all in it.
There's nothing there anyway.
Yeah, it's got fuck all in it. It's just a useful turkey neck. There's the ghosts, just ghosts inside. Oh, remember when we were testicles, mate? Oh yeah. Just fuck it off.
Little raisins rolling about.
Oh fuck that! You look like Pac-Man.
Yeah, like the Joker.
Jesus Christ!
If you have a bald head and you get a transplant out here, they take it from your beard.
Jesus fucking Christ! How I liked the tongue. That was good. Did you hide away? Did you like?
No, I went straight to the gym the next day.
You went to the gym. Did
you meant to not sweat?
Didn't it seep out, or did you shooting little scrotum hairs at people as you spoke? Or I don't know how this works.
So I just had my shoulder operation, so I couldn't train anyway.
Fuck it. Yeah,
that's why I did. That's why I planned it at the same time.
Yeah, good time.
So, fuck. Yeah,
that's a great idea.
So
you were like, "Fuck it, shoulders gone, hairy face."
Chris pointed out that the crown is kind of getting lighter already, and that's only been 2.5 years. So I might just have to accept that I'm not supposed to have what?
They're going back.
I know. As long as it stays, but like the temples are still fine.
That's all right. Yeah,
that's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
Still fine.
Stab some shoe polish.
So
I mean, that's the one thing that I'm not doing is going bald. It's just I don't think it's happening.
I know you've done pretty well. I'm going grey and everything. I'm white.
Yeah, like Andy, if I could give you my non-baldness, I would, because you would wear it much better than me. I don't think even if I was, had a pint of acid thrown at me, it wouldn't make that much difference. So I'm sorry that it didn't happen this way. I would, and if I could take that pain from you, I would. I just wanted to know that.
Yeah. Thing is, when I got it done, I went back into work and they were all like, "Oh, you suit having a skinhead." So I was like, "Cheers! I've just spent thousands on the so
you look really great."
It's not a reaction.
That's not what I needed.
So, will we review the Empro, or we'll just talk about ball hair?
I think something to do with. We can mix the two. I reckon I can find a way.
Yeah.
Challenge you.
Oh, I've been trying not to vape because I vape these things. I've been trying not to, and I got a response on one of the other podcasts going like, "Oh, Dan, I shouldn't vape. It's disgusting." And I was like, "Yeah, he's right. It is." And then I just thought, I'm a 41-year-old man. Shut your fucking mouth. I made my own choice. I was like, I genuinely was like, yeah, he's really right, or whatever. And I was like, the fuck. I got trolled out into actually like thinking about it. I was like, mate, I used to smoke fucking crack. I did fucking vape. Shut your mouth. Jesus Christ. So I'm going to vape a little bit. I'll try and keep it minimal.
That's fine. We don't mind, mate. Don't worry. So it's the top 5 from the Empro. Spoiler alert, SAS won. But what we're thinking about this top 5 here. So I got Angel. I always love the look he brings.
I do as well. It's really nice.
It's always razored. Yeah.
You can and then the posing so well. I really like. It's very smooth and just nice how he poses.
Mm-hmm. And he's just so consistent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I've never seen him come in off. Like
no, never.
He's just nailing it like 100% of the time.
Yeah.
It feels like he's been doing it forever. Like has he? It just feels that way.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. Yeah. But he's just he's the same all the time, just very polished, very well done.
Mm.
I've no idea who that black guy is, though. I've never seen him before.
No, I don't know.
I saw some of his stuff on Bodybuilding Without Borders as it came in, as the show came in. I can't remember his name, though.
That boy next to Sass, he's just been getting a little bit better every time, but he's done a fucking amount of shows, like.
Mm.
But he's done really very well, since he's obviously still quite young. He's only like 24, 25.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I mean, Sass won, which is great.
Mm.
I think that they worked him. Like, I don't think they. I think he was good enough to have already won some of the previous goes.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
But you know what is with Sass, right? The amount of shows he's done, I just don't know how they keep looking so polished.
Mm.
And like the hassle with the traveling back and forth, like he got stuck in an airport for 2 days. And he was eating stuff from like the shops, and he went on to win fucking the Toronto show. Then he flew there, and it was probably his best look yet. I'm like, how is he doing this?
Yeah,
that's how he's doing it.
I think it is like I don't think there's a stress aspect from Sass because he's so fucking laid back.
Yeah,
I think that definitely helps.
Yeah,
do you remember travel alone from Canada back to the UK to Spain, peak in 2 days? It's like the fuck.
Yeah. Do you remember like? I might have remembered this wrong, but Saf stepped away after not getting the invite to the Arnold the year that Luke came third.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I didn't think he'd come back, to be honest. Do you think, like, I think making someone do that many shows, and I'm speaking out of turn, like, feels like they wanted him to fade. Like, who else could have maintained that?
I would have said that if it wasn't, like, every time he was in a show, it was either he did get beat or it was very fucking close.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was ever...
Oh, no, it wasn't like...
his, no.
Yeah. It wasn't like he was worlds away.
Yeah. This one was definitely his, like, pretty much lights out. But the Toronto show, Regan faded straight away. So it was definitely Sass again. The other shows, he was literally battling like fuck for first, and they just weren't giving it.
Can you still see my screen, yeah? Can you still see the picture?
Yeah.
Right, cool. Right,
yeah.
It was... I was still Bonac this year. I was still so impressed with Bonac. Like, is the the side shot's wild.
Yeah. For me, I just don't know how he's not like losing like some fullness or some kind of look to some body parts with the traveling and probably missing sessions, and they're just nailing peaks every single time.
Yeah, it's fucking
It's nuts.
Also, like I've been watching, well, I've been reading, Sass's vlogs in the forum and that, and like he doesn't do anything wild. Like, I think
No.
I read for the day before this, it was only like 500 gram of carbs.
He is
for him,
a bit
so-
of a genetic phenomenon, like for how he does stuff.
Well, I remember Sass being in the magazines, like Beef Magazine, which obviously was a thing once, and looking at him, and when he kind of first started training with JP, and like, I mean, I was starting out, and I was watching Sass because he was up there then. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's just that muscle's just been around for so fucking long.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch his old videos he made on YouTube of like a day in the life or a day?
Is this the food ones?
This, like the sushi ones, and he was buying like
Fucking
chicken
he
skewers,
can eat.
Tesco and stuff. It was just shite, like absolute
Yeah.
shite. And he's looking on the back of the sushi pack, and he's like, "Oh, there's like 18 grams of protein in this, that." I was like, "Cool, I'll pick up these chicken skewers." They weren't chicken. And he's like, oh, "That's close enough. That's a good meal to that before the gym." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Right.
He we had him on the podcast. He said that in the off season he intuitively eats.
Yeah.
And intuitively like trains, and like I was like, that's a really good thing that you can do.
Yeah.
That's a really great story. I did have to kind of point it out. I was like, I don't think we're saying that anyone else should do that.
No, nobody else should do that.
I mean, I also don't have the appetite. Left to my own devices, I weigh about 11 stone. Like, I don't have an appetite at all. Like,
definitely lost the back double here anyway.
I was about to say that German guy and Angel, tighter through the lower halves there.
Yeah.
So obviously, like you were talking there, Greg, about how you don't know how he keeps nailing it, but I've seen Sass's lower half look sharper this season.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So
but, I mean,
it's maybe
I don't think he's trained legs in weeks. I mean, there's no way he finished Toronto, flew back to the UK, flew to Spain, peaked. There's no way he's trained legs in like 2-3 weeks. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, like I keep forgetting his name, the German guy, but that's dug out.
Yeah.
Hamstrings there.
Yeah.
Angel looks like an anatomy chart there.
Look at Angel's, like the depth of condition, like in the glutes there is what he always does, man. I love to see that shit.
I'll tell you what, though, that guy is so impressive for 24, 25.
Yeah, wild.
That is.
Wild. It's great to see someone you're like, oh, you're just warming up. Like,
it's terrifying, doesn't it?
Yeah, like just don't get hurt.
Because you can see there where the black guy's losing out on size and like thickness. There's not.
Yeah, he's outdone by everyone there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in great shape. The silhouette is fantastic. Like, he's great shape.
Well, a lot to fill
out. It's hard as well because obviously, like, not being there is like strange. Like, I suppose to some people had seen the previous shows of Sass and just said like in person it was disgusting.
I find. See, like that show, like obviously the Alicante venue.
Yeah.
See, when you're there, it's unbelievable. It's one of my favorite venues. Like, it is my favorite venue. But sometimes I don't think photos translate very well. But obviously, maybe not.
I wouldn't say these ones do. There's ones that one photographer does. It's very crisp and clear, but you never see them on the pages. I think it's actually theirs.
Have you kind of a side note because it's not about this show, but have you noticed PCA have upped their photo game? Did you not notice that, like, PCA's old photos, like, everyone looked soft? Like,
I feel like that for years.
Soft, yeah.
And I think that this year they do look like a bit sharp. I don't know, like, what it is. And I'm not saying, like, filter the photos or whatever, but there's, like, aperture settings on cameras that show them at the best. I've been there and seen stuff and been like, whoa, they're dug out. And then seen the photos and be like, that's harsh.
Yeah.
I think anything as bad as the fucking Two Bros cameraman.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like, we've touched on this before with like the media and that. Like, people want to take an interest. People want to watch the show results and stuff. I don't know why the social media is so awful for Two Bros.
the live streams.
I think there's more than fucking media. It's shit.
I mean, the some of the excuses were like, oh, the network, like the you know, the network of the building or whatever. It's like you bring your own network. You don't rely on a building's network when it's filled with people on, you know, connecting to the Wi-Fi. Or you
PCA, like, say what you say about. I think I agree with the quick reels that they send up as the classes are coming on and off. Like, they're so rapid with it, but like, I don't know if it's like, to get the uploads to go up super fast, they have to kind of like lower the quality or add some sort of filter to them, because sometimes I'll like you said, Dan, I'll see people on stage, I'm like, fuck, he's good, and you watch them back, like, no, he did not look like that. So I don't know if that's maybe an issue there, but yeah, I mean, if PCA can run it like clockwork and like a military operation to get the social media up there and then, I don't know why other feds can't.
I just think it's 2025, and a live stream of every show should be a thing. I just don't understand how it's not.
I mean, look at like the photos of Nick Walker winning the New York Pro. Like, you can see fucking graininess on graininess. Like, why can't a camera be like that in most shows? I mean, I get a camera's not a camera, but the difference of, obviously, it's not like their cameras they've got are shit. You know, it's their fucking production setup. Sure, they can get a camera that can take better quality photos like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also we're looking at this and it's an upload. I don't know whether it's to do with the stream that we're actually using or whatever, but like, do you know what I mean? You should be able to blow that up the size of this thing and it still be fucking HD. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But either way, I'm buzzing for Sass. He deserves it. Like,
100%.
Like, he needs to be doing what he's doing. He's been doing it for years. He's paid his dues, and I'm just super excited to see, you know, how that actually compares when everyone's there.
You see the fallout between Regan and Bob. So I think Bob said something about Regan not getting like whatever place in that, but Regan's always saying like, you should always do the Olympia. I don't see why you wouldn't. Even if I came last, I would still do the Olympia. I don't care.
Of course. Right. It's like, you know what's so stupid? See, when people like badmouth people like, oh, they came last Olympia, like, you do realize like he's 15th in the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Like, they look at the Olympia like that the person came last, like, shit. It's like, to get to Olympia is a fucking task in itself. To get last Olympia, who fucking cares?
Mate. Yeah, you'd never be there on your deathbed going like, I wish I didn't do the Olympia.
Yeah, lying on my deathbed in my fucking Olympia tracksuit. Fuck off.
Yeah, man, it is wild. His comeback was quite good. Was like, but don't you think it would have been good if you did a show so you could have come back from your 18th place in 2002? I was like, shit, Bob.
He's causing a lot of shit this year. Bob, he's causing a lot of shit.
I think folk are just kind of sick of him now, aren't they?
He's a prick.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is that sometimes people, like with social media, is like, if I'm a massive cunt, then that's good and I get followers. It works.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like Sean Ray.
Sean Ray was a cunt way before social media.
No, like I said, it's good to see Sass do that. What is it, the Dubai Pro, I think, is this weekend or next weekend.
A lot of money. Do you know who I'm really wanting to see is Nathan? I don't think he's the best he's looked. I'm excited to see what he looks like, but he's got a tall order to beat some of them. Like,
where's
Antonio?
Antonio's doing it.
Yeah,
is he?
There's Tonio, Rubiel, Nathan. Who's the other one?
Boy on the stage had something.
Oh yeah, him, Bruce.
Bruce.
Yeah, there you go.
Where is the show?
Bruce is good.
Dubai Pro.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. I don't think Nathan has the size to beat Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean,
he does look really good.
The funny thing about Nathan is you'll see him and you're like, oh, he's way off. And then like a week later, you're like, what the fuck has happened?
Nah, Nathan's on the money, like, but he's looking massive.
That's just bonkers, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big dude. It's just his legs always hurt him. But his upper is just phenomenal.
It's funny, isn't it? Because like you'd like, you know that all the way to the top people are like mad, because really if you thought about it like absolutely like outcome based, you'd just be like, let's not train upper for like 6 months. Like, but like, could you do that if you like knew you had to? Could you do it?
No.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't do it. These guys.
I mean,
I wouldn't enjoy it.
No.
Andy, go down to Nathan's. I think you'll probably have Nathan's video. Go off that and go down.
On this.
It should have. Like the guy would have posted it for sure.
Aye. Oh, the one where he's talking about the prize money.
Well, he's in like no, he's like, oh, everyone else uploaded their video. I'll upload mine. It was at some point last week.
So Empro.
Through.
This one.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dry like.
Yeah. Is it me or has his legs come up?
Yeah.
Like that was the thing, and he makes that long torso work. To be fair,
Yeah.
Nothing more awkward than posing when somebody walks in front of you.
Go get swimming lessons.
No, he's definitely on. Like,
yeah,
it's definitely the best Nathan I've seen.
Yeah, very balanced.
Yeah, he's good. He's one guy, right? You could pose him for hours. Not one bead of sweat would come off him.
Yeah.
I've never seen him sweat, ever.
No.
Never. What are those things in the bottom of his back?
Yeah.
And what are they?
See, I have when he came to Durham and we trained and he
Is that not just Latin session?
no, they're calcium buildups apparently.
Oh, are they? I don't know.
I always noticed it and wondered.
Yeah. Like, I mean, because obviously you're not doing fucking shots there into your spine. Look at this guy.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah, his legs have definitely come up.
Yeah, he's like, I'll go somewhere else.
Just jumps into a locker.
Yeah,
I'll just go in here. A nice locker, that'll do.
He's just never
he's
out of
looking
breath,
wild.
never sweats.
Here's the thing as well. Just even during this video, look how much like tighter he got just doing that one round.
Yeah,
You'll never see him out of breath. He's really good.
It's mad. You see someone like Nathan in like the pictures, and then seeing him like in real life is like just some next level shit. I tell you what, as well, I saw. I was hanging out with Hollingshead the other day when we went to Dino's, and he's the biggest I've ever seen him. Like since
310.
Since the show, like. It's like he's put on no body, like, well, he's put on some body fat, but his legs, like, he's not short. He's like a 6-footer. His legs are like as wide as they are long. They were like fucking spheres. It was utterly horrendous to see him in real life.
He's a guy who's like, his off-season condition still has that dry, vascular look. And so even though he's carrying body fat, it's more like internal almost. It's like it doesn't show it again. It's weird. Because I've seen him in his off season, and it's like you look fucking close to the stage, but then you see him pull off a fuck ton to go on stage.
Yeah,
it doesn't translate.
It's the problem he has with flattening out and getting to that point where it doesn't return, like his legs stay, and then the upper just kind of loses that pop. So he's playing that fine balance because he kind of needs to get so big that he can sacrifice the flatness. Like he kind of needs to do that, which he knows. He wouldn't mind me saying that. Yeah, that's hard because he's fucking massive. Yeah. So I think being tall as well, it's like, yeah, the amount extra that he's got to put on to be able to be flat on top, which is what you need to get that. If he wants to come in leaner, he's going to need to flatten out.
What do you think was his best look?
I still think it was Europa.
I think it was the Detroit.
I like. Was it the Europa show when he won?
Yeah, so that was with Patrick, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That was who else? Who else was there? Oh fuck, I can't remember.
Definitely a really polished, nice, kind of lean, detailed look. But I personally think that was from not dieting or anything. That was just from the training he was doing with Patrick. I think that had a big say of like how he looked that year. Definitely, because I think he's trained that way ever since. He's just went back to obviously slinging weights, and it's kept him massive. But I definitely think that was a form of getting him in shape, because he was managing to have a good amount of food through prep.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the training actually done him good, the way that training was set up.
I mean, that's what we were talking about earlier, weren't we? So, you know, the training reflecting in the look. Yeah.
It definitely does. If you can have enough food to stimulate your energy and performance in the gym, but be somebody who can actually use that. Like, imagine like you had somebody who you gave a lot of food to, but they don't train mega hard. It's not going to translate. It's not going to go to good use or bring you down by burning calories in a session and obviously making the muscle how it looks and so on and so forth. But someone like James, I think it worked the best for him. Using the sessions is almost like a way to burn off a lot of calories, but put the food to obviously use.
Yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't
it?
Yeah. Jack, leg recovery, because I like hearing about how it's going. So you want to fill us in on where you are.
Still disabled. Still got my little
next
heart.
topic then.
I know. So it's like coming back. So I make a point of measuring it every 2 months, right? So you measure it any more frequently, it would fuck my head. So I think I'm like 4 inches up in the past 3 months, which is actually pretty good. But it's at a point
now,
like,
that's a lot.
Like atrophy's like post-surgery is a fucking weird thing. It's like you lose all shape and your leg just becomes like a tube. So the actual like split, you can like see the VL from the rec fem. You can like split everything up now visually. It's just like, and it looks hard, but when you touch it, it's like soft. But it's coming back. It's just like every now and then you'll be like in the gym trying to do stuff, and you'll get this weird like electric shock feeling through your leg, and it's like a muscle you've not used since this time last year. It's like nice learning things. So like every week it's like little bits of progress. But weirdly, one of the things I found really good is the belt squat. I think it's just because I can almost not hug it, but from like a bracing point, it gives you that kind of confidence. Because the biggest challenge with it is like the brain. So your brain wants to protect the injury site, and no matter how hard you try to push around it, you're going to overcompensate with the good leg, and it's really difficult. So it's just trying to find ways around that. But no, it's coming. It's slowly coming. I'd like to say November, December, it'll be back. Hopefully, that's the goal anyway.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Do you think there's much? Sorry, Don.
I was just saying, what shows are you're doing, Dan?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was still talking about the leg. I wanted to know about the leg.
We'll come back.
Well, let me ask one question about the leg. Like, do you think there's anything to be said for training the good leg and having like a carryover of getting some hypertrophy to the other side?
Yeah,
so some like theory behind, but I just wondered if in actual application.
So I did that, and I'm looking into it. A lot of it's to do like neuropathic signaling, and it's hard to say because it's not like I've done it before and not done that to compare it to. But it's like I think seeing other people who have gone through the same injury have definitely had less atrophy than those, and the rate it's come back has been a bit quicker as well. But I suppose no two people's recovery are the same, so it's hard to say. But I did it. So it wouldn't have done any harm. But
the perfect thing was like, but I didn't do it before and not do it. So
exactly, I know. So
so now's your chance. So that's what we want to see next time.
Exactly. So we'll see. But
what about the BPC? All that you've been playing?
Yeah. So I think I was the day I got out of surgery. I was lying in the hospital bed out with my tits on morphine. On fucking websites buying fucking shit tons of peptides and everything, and so as soon as I got home I was straight on them. But I think I was up 5 to 7.5 milligrams of BPC a day, so I like self-experimented, so it seems quite excessive, but just based on what I seen results. But when I went back in, what's that?
The surgeon said it was almost like half the recovery time.
Yeah, so when I went back in, for a second surgery to have metal work taken out my knee. And the surgeon kind of said to me after, he's like, he was very surprised with the condition of your tendon. So it's gone through that initial healing phase, and it's the actual collagen fibers have started to kind of like it looks strong as well. And he says, I've not seen that. And I asked him, so what's your opinion on the peptides being behind that? And he's like, obviously they can't say in their professional capacity, but like he kind of alluded to, well, yeah, that's the only standout difference, you know.
Hmm.
I think Aaron had the same response from his surgeon.
Yeah, I think I spoke to him. He did as well. Yeah,
same response. The surgeon was like,
Yeah.
"Can't really."
Yeah.
but I mean,
no,
it's like,
can't say yeah.
When he
Nah,
said,
but it's
like,
like,
basically, you come back in after 12, you shouldn't be able to do this. He came after 6, and he's like, you're past like the 12-week marker. I don't know how
Yeah.
you've done it.
but it's like if you look at all these NFL players and that, they're like fuck their legs. Like, they get back to playing 6, 7, 8 months. Whereas a normal person, you'd be like 18 months, 2 years. What's the difference? It's they're getting like peptide therapy. They're getting all these things.
Yeah, they had that with Ovechkin, the hockey player who just beat the record of goals, and he broke his leg in a game, and he was on the ice like playing in like 5 weeks.
That's fucking
Like,
nuts.
and he's 38, so like yeah, there's some shit going on for sure. A question for you both actually about the peptides is like, how did you go about it site wise?
So I did the BPC locally, and I just took the TB in my abdomen just as with my DH.
When you say locally, like
VMO.
you
Close.
Yeah, it's close ass. I tried once to go into the tendon, and I fucking never jumped so hard in my life.
No.
So like VMO every time, but it worked well. But I mean, if you look at like you know, Connor McGee, he had Connor really bad. Connor's recovery was actually probably better than mine, and so he ruptured both patellar tendons, fractured both his ankles, and broke both fibulas. So he like proper mashed his. I think he was in a Smith machine, and I think he was like just wrapped it, and it crashed down on top of him, and everything literally just below his knees snapped. But he was like 8 weeks after surgery, out walking and everything. I think even quicker than me. I just had one rupture patellar tendon, so it's like no two people are the same. It's nuts.
But that's fucking wild.
I know.
Very
Just
wild.
imagine the fucking imagine the noise. Like,
no.
Like I heard mine. I heard my tendon snap. It's like the best way. It's like a towel. Mine's like ripping a towel. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I think. I mean, my injury wasn't as bad as you, but yeah, the cloth like in the groin is something that will echo in my mind for all eternity.
My buttocks are still attached though, so that goes for me. You got a one up on me there, Dan.
Sideline. I think that maybe coming back from like something like that is being able to block it and taking the surgeon will be like, now it's like it was, so treat it like it was, like, and being able to build the confidence to like still like do it, I guess, is the key.
Well, it's like if you hurt yourself on anything, you've got to come back to it. It's like if you hurt yourself on the hack squat, you've got to come back to it weeks later. It's like a daunting.
Yeah, I think I've definitely found that like the threshold to progress is pain, and it's only kind of hit me recently that you just have to push through it.
Yeah,
and it's like you used last time Greg Branch Warren as an example, like how quickly he came back, and it's just your ability to push through pain. And like once you realise that pain is normal, you push through it with a bit more confidence, and then like every week you will see kind of improvements.
Definitely got to have that mindset of like, this could go wrong, but fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway. And you have to completely accept that. And that's something not many people could really do, because all the pain they've went through, they're like, I'm not doing that again. You know, Branch, she's going like, fuck this, I'm not doing it, man.
I was reading online of people like pushing through pain thresholds, and bodies online like 0.2 to 0.3 mil of oral morphine before the gym is like the sweet spot. I'm like, I couldn't imagine anything worse. How the fuck you would even function? It's like, I have no idea how that works, but.
Dan, you seem like the type who would take morphine before a training session.
I've done it. Tried it
good?
out. It's I don't. Morphine's itchy as fuck, so it wouldn't be my choice.
Jack, do you take the
Proxin?
Yeah, you can still take that.
Yeah, the Proxin is the only thing. It's amazing. The only thing that helps the joint pain.
Shoulders. But what I've found is I don't have. It's strange to like when I first started taking it and I was on like the leg press. I remember unracking like 600 kilo and I was like, I don't feel this. I don't feel any weight. No. And like I did a rep and I was like, this felt way different last week. And I was just pushing reps. I was like, I'm not feeling my knees. I'm not feeling anything. I was like, this is either a good thing or a bad thing. Like, this could go horrifically wrong because I'm not actually feeling any pain whatsoever or any like load through my muscles. It's literally just moving it. So if this goes wrong, this is fucking going wrong.
Yeah.
That's all
it's like
from it.
Do you find there's a build up to it as well? It's like I find it's like after several weeks, I started getting relief from, but I notice it when I stop taking it.
Oh, if I stop taking it for a couple of days, I'm in so much pain.
In bits, yeah. So it was weird, but like tramadol, everything else, nothing.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that seems to work.
Yeah, naproxen's really good.
I mean, is the only downside to naproxen is obviously the inflammation reduction, like, and then potentially the like signaling for like mTOR and all that shit. Like, cause, you know, like ibuprofen, you'd avoid ibuprofen. Like, what you should do, just kind of generally, because it's shit.
I went through a phase before I got it, before I got the naproxen. I was taking loads of ibuprofen, like maybe 800 milligrams in the morning to try to get rid of it, and it was just doing fuck all. It was literally doing fuck all. And then when I took like one tablet of the naproxen, after literally fucking 6 hours, I was like, I feel way different. I feel way better. The next day after I took the next one, obviously I had a little bit of a build up in the system. I was like, I feel mint. I feel brand new. I can sleep. I can move about. I can take cups out the cupboard. I don't feel any pain in my shoulder. It's all gone. And then obviously now, because it made me able to train better, do certain exercises better, you get a little bit, but nothing like what it was. I was almost like immobile for like 6 months. It was so sore. And it totally saved me from that.
It's the only thing that I find doesn't fuck my stomach up as well.
Yeah.
So, no problem at all.
Yeah. See, like all those other drugs, mate. I was like 12 days post surgery before I dropped the log for the first time, and it was the most horrific experience of my life.
Oh yeah,
the shit in glass.
I was like nearly back at the fucking midwifery unit. It was like a proper stand up to get off it job. It's horrific.
The omeprazole.
They gave me it to take alongside it, but I didn't need it.
Yeah, because I think I've heard so many bad stories about what it does with the toxicity of it. So I was like, "Fuck, I'm taking one of them a day."
The codeine based and the opioid based stuff like bungs you up, like for sure.
Horrible.
But with the ibuprofen stuff, like it's your stomach end that takes the hit. It attacks the lining. I mean, I literally shit blood if I take any amount of ibuprofen. Like absolutely blood, which is like obviously like one of my favorite things to do, but I prefer to like be bummed first. Like I want some payoff.
Even a little surprise in the toilet.
Yeah, exactly.
On that note, as you know, I like to keep this to an hour, because I think folks start switching off. But no, Dan, we appreciate you coming back on, mate.
Nice. Thank you for the invite.
It's been great as always. And if you haven't liked, subscribed, and done all that shite by now, if you could please do it, that'd be fantastic. And we'll have you back on, Dan, definitely at some point.
I'd appreciate it. Always good to catch up, man.
Yeah, hope to see a black handlebar mustache.
We'll take votes in the comments,
half blonde, half black.
Votes in the comments, and I'll do it.
Set up a little GoFundMe thing as well.
GoFundMe for hair dye. Jack's got some. You can send it.
I'll send you a sneaky link.
You've got some left for sure.
Just for Jack. For Jack. Right, Jack, give us your best au revoir.
Fucking! You've always wanted a prayer. I think you've got the best person on who could do a prayer in the history of the podcast.
Right, okay, right, Dan, hit us with a wee prayer. Then.
We'll send off.
We always close on a prayer. We always close on a prayer.
Is it close on a prayer?
No pressure.
Can I read from my prayer book?
Yeah.
You literally have the prayer book.
Read one of your sins.
Okay, this is okay, let's see if we find this.
It's probably just a cover. There's probably a porno inside.
Okay, it's not really a prayer. It's just like an affirmation.
Okay.
So, affirmations are fine. We'll take that, mate, as well.
Yeah. There is nothing you can't do, as long as it doesn't have to be any good.
That's a riddle.
Yeah.
It'll do.
10 out of 10.
It's an affirmation.
Yeah.
It wasn't godly. It was actually a book that my mum got me, which is I don't know whether that's nice. It's just called disappointing affirmations. I feel it's aimed at me.
Have you seen that Instagram page, Disappointing Affirmations?
No, but obviously,
it's so good. It's brilliant. Hold on, let me read
next
some of that.
subscriber is coming up. I'm sorry I couldn't drop a better prayer. You totally put me on the spot.
Yeah, I know. That's bad.
Next time, sorry.
All right.
It's the first one, to be fair. It's not something we always do.
Yeah.
Oh, you actually just were trying to fuck me up on it. I'll sound.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers then.
So this one's good. You're not alone. You're not alone. Everyone else is sick of your shit too.
There we go. There we go.
I'm taking control of my emotions. I'm choosing to have a panic attack.
Mine actually has a similar one. It says, have a panic attack. You deserve it.
Things can be so much better. All you have to do is lower your expectations.
Oh, yeah. It's cool. It's good.
Yeah, I like it.
That's it.
I'll finish for this one. Be proud of how much you've accomplished. No one expected you to ever do anything with your life anyway.
And
on that note,
out.
cheers again, guys.
Cheers.